we would make cakes, and one group decided they didn't. One team decided they're not even going to try, so they put dog shit in their cake.
Hello and welcome to the Roast of Your Teenage Self podcast. Stop, you're already laughing. I am your host, your roast coming queen, a girl who would wear one pink Converse and one black Converse with one pink sock and one black sock on the opposite foot and act like, I don't know, that meant something. Alise Morlaes, and with us today, we have such a funny friend. We're already laughing. You've seen her on Search Party, Broad City, and Shrill. She's a writer on Joe Parra Talks With You. But before all of that, she was a graduate of Clayton High School. It's Joe Firestone.
That is my exact bio. Thank you so much. Thank you. And hello to your little fiance who popped in during the intro.
Pop in?
Just his little face. It's pretty amazing.
He knows that this podcast has a video component. He did it on purpose. Okay. So what, this is like the first question I always ask everyone. What like flavor of high school was Clayton High School? Like what, private, public, sports focused, theater focused, hippie-ish, conservative, etc.
Well, it was in Missouri and it's a public school.
Okay.
So I definitely wasn't the only Jewish person there.
Okay.
So I don't know if in Missouri though, they're just, but I think that sports were a pretty big deal. They really liked sports. I didn't really know much about that, but sports were big.
Mm-hmm.
And, let's see what else. Oh, they, at some point they, the lunch was pretty standard. You got your chicken sandwiches, hot chicken
sandwich. Did you
have
a favorite? Do you remember what your like go-to cafeteria meal would be, or like the one you would be the most excited to receive?
Yeah, I really ate a lot throughout the day. I had a mid-morning breakfast. I had a breakfast before school and then a mid-morning breakfast of a bagel with strawberry cream cheese. Ooh. And then I had a chicken sandwich for lunch, and I would try to get another snack at some point. It was really bread focused.
So you were staying fueled.
I really tried to be cool freshman year, and then I gave up. Mm-hmm. Even freshman year, I was giving up, but I remember this was a turning point. I remember nobody was talking to me at the lunch table, and I go, oh, who's gonna give me $5 to eat this wasabi? Someone had wasabi, and they were like, no. And I was like, who's gonna I'll eat the whole thing for $5. Who thinks it's avocado? And they were like, no. And nobody was listening to me. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then I ate it, and it hurt so bad, and nobody looked at me. And I was like, I gotta go back to some different friends.
You're just like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to the nurse. So. Cool. We had a kid eat wasabi at my lunch table, but it was in elementary school. I think that the trick might be for a younger crowd.
Yeah, definitely as a younger group joke. I definitely turned very red, and I remember one kid was like, "Why are you so red?" That was, yeah.
So was most of in your early high school years when you were your freshman year, when you're like trying to be cool, was most of the plan revolving around like food pranks, or what was the other?
Yeah, food pranks were pretty big. That was pretty big for me.
What were the other parts of your strategy?
One time I was really into whenever there was a new kid, I got a crush on them because I thought, oh, they don't know me. Oh, they don't. This is the perfect chance. Mm-hmm. And so there was a new kid, and he had really big teeth, and it was so cute. And then I remember I was gonna see him at the dance, mm-hmm. and I called him before, and I go, "Oh, Blake, I look so different now. And I had straightened my hair, and then he was like, when we got to the dance, he was like, "You don't look that different."
But you got the number. You got his number.
Well, there was a buzz book,
Oh, well, that's true.
Yeah,
I forgot that like in elementary and like in middle school and stuff, you would just get everyone's number and you could call it.
You could call anyone's number, talk to anyone's parents. Yeah, it was a pretty big deal.
I remember like the rush of getting someone's screen name or like exchanging SNs on the bus. I feel like was always a thing. Or like if you got someone you had a crushes on screen name, that kind of took things to a new level.
Yeah, I bet so. I really begged my dad for AOL, but he didn't get it.
So were you off all the like AIM, none of that stuff?
I had AIM, but I wasn't really connected. I got it too late, and then I ended up getting a Hotmail email address later on that I was pretty active on Craigslist, but before then I was kind of not super checked into the computer.
Was AIM, because I'm trying to place when AIM like came into like the high schoolers world, I guess. And I'm wondering if maybe just like the couple years between us, was everyone else using AIM and you were just off it, or was it like not a necessary part?
This is hard to answer. It's hard to come to terms with. So I do think that probably a lot of people were using it. I think that's.
I'm sorry. I realize that's a painful question for me to ask you.
No, I think that you're bringing up a really valid point, and yeah, yeah, I think that probably a lot of people were on there chit-chatting away.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Moving on.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think we need to dig into that anymore.
I think that there's like a thing where like I wish I think that I found a group of friends ultimately. It wasn't so I found a group of friends ultimately, and we were kind of the group that like we weren't like the, it was we ended up having a nice sober time. There was a
okay.
Uh-huh.
Good kids.
Well, yeah, kind of, yeah, a little, yeah. But I remember I told my friend, I was like, do you know that we weren't cool in high school? And she goes, really? But we had so much fun. And she thought that equated to cool, and it was so heartwarming, and also like, oh, yeah,
honey. No, when you're cool, it's hell. It's actually much worse. Oh, so how did you guys find each other? How did this group form?
Well, I don't know. We just started watching movies every weekend, and we'd get really into this thing where we'd get our faces wet and dip them in big containers of sprinkles, and then take turns being the one with the sprinkles on their face.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that is fun.
We put dog shit into a cake mix. I mean, we were trying to do some wild stuff, really, really wacky stuff.
Okay. So, where did you put dog shit into a cake mix? How did that play out? And for what purpose?
We would make cakes and try each other's cakes, and one group decided one team they decided they were not even going to try, so they put dog shit in their cake.
Were you on that team?
No. Listen, I had my mom bake my cakes for me.
I was like, did you eat the cake?
No, I knew in advance there was dog shit in there. But
did anyone eat the cake?
Yes, for sure.
Oh,
I mean, I think there was some, they're doing some wacky stuff. I don't think we were morally upstanding or good. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like putting dog shit in a cake sober is such an interesting.
Yeah.
For me, because I remember there was some fecal antics in my high school group, but they involved, there was alcohol involved.
Yeah, I think that would make a lot more sense for sure. A lot of the stuff that we were doing, I think that could really be knocked out of the park if with just a couple of beers or four locos, what have you. But this was just yeah, sober shenanigans.
I do feel like though when you were like in high school and when you're younger, you could get yourself so hyped up that almost you were kind of in a high state. Like I feel like me and my friends would like run around and just like scream and like jump on stuff.
Yeah, that was really big, jumping around, screaming on stuff for sure. I remember that was a big deal. My brother. I had his old car, and it was my mom's old car that my brother got, and he took them. It was a minivan that he took the middle seat out of, so that he could have, you know, intimacy in the back. And
Great.
but then I wasn't strong enough to put the middle seat back in when I got the car, so I just had this like weird kind of limo minivan situation going on. But
Nobody helped you?
no, we just had it was a 5-seater minivan, with a lot of space in the middle. So yeah, there a lot of we had some nice times in there, driving around.
Did you drive the minivan to school?
Yeah, I would drive and pick up freshmen and drive to school in a safe way, a safe way.
Was it like organized by the parents where they were like, Joe's such a nice girl. She's got this minivan. Her friends did put shit in a cake, but she wasn't on that team and she didn't really have anything to do with it. So we need her to be picking up the youngins.
I think so. I don't even know how I got connected with these people, but I was picking them up every day. Yep.
I had a PT Cruiser.
Wow.
Which is really, it was tough. It was tough going. My parents rented a PT Cruiser once when they were like on vacation, and they liked it, and it just so happened to correspond with my 16th birthday and me getting my license. And so the next thing I knew, like I had a PT Cruiser, and I was just like, okay, cool.
Wow.
That rocks.
That does rock.
I did use it to pull my, I would say, most successful scam, which is that I parked as a parent in parent parking every day, because to have your own parking spot was like really expensive, and I didn't have that kind of money. I worked at Subway. Like I don't have that.
You were a sandwich artist?
I was a sandwich artist.
I was like so eager to get a job and have money. And I applied everywhere. And I remember I had to take like a psychological test to work at the grocery store. And I failed it. I was so bummed. I failed the psychological test.
That literally, you saying that reminds me that I failed a psychological test to work at the Hallmark store. I was like, I mean, this is a piece of cake. I can definitely work at the Hallmark store. No. Wasn't it like a test to see if you wouldn't steal or if you were like trustworthy?
Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing too. Like I just remember they kept asking the same question over and over again, and I kept being like, well, why would I answer this the same way? But I think that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. You know what? It was the same thing for me. I think that they try to determine if you're a liar by changing the way that they ask the question. But I'm like, but changing the way you ask a question always changes people's answers. It's the basis of polling.
It's the basis of polling. Nate Silver. But I think I guess I just remembered this now. So yeah, 9th grade I was babysitting. But then I had a little bit, one of those that was a real what you'd call a suicidal year, a real trying to end it. And then after that I got on this medicine that the major side effect was that it was like almost no side effects except for that your tongue would move uncontrollably.
Oh God.
And so I was really well adjusted then, but my tongue was always like all day long. And I was like, I don't notice the side effects, but
Um, okay, so was the medication otherwise helpful?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just uncontrollable tongue movements.
Mhm.
Did you
Mhm.
ever get called out? Was anyone ever like, "Joe, you've always got, like, something going on with your tongue?"
I think I was just so weird at that point. There was so I was that one always cracking her back, and
Yeah.
mhm.
I also so my freshman year, I was also very, very depressed and, like, my grades went to shit, and I was so, like, confused about what was going on because it was kinda like the first time I had had this, like, wave of, like, adult feeling. Was this, like, something you've been going through from prior in middle school, or was it kind of all part of the, like, upheaval of getting into high school and
I think I just was kind of out of my league. Also, like maybe I mean I don't think this has anything to do with it, but the freshman year, yeah, right away freshman year was 9/11,
Mhm.
and it was like this like weird scary time. And then I remember also I just like couldn't really handle change so much. So I a lot of times back to the buzz book, what I
Mhm.
would do, and I'm glad I've cut this habit, is I would think about throughout the day everyone that I might have wronged. And then after school, I would go home and get out the buzz book and call them and leave messages on their family message machines being like, "This is Joanna Firestone. I'm so sorry for what I did to you today." Yeah. And then
Jo Joe, did people call you back?
no, no. I think this is, I'm realizing as I'm telling you this, this was this is this was a dark time, but in a
Yeah,
way that I think
well, I mean, first of all, it's like I'm touched by what you're doing. Like, it's very sweet, and like I can see this like little girl being like, "Oh my god, I blew it all day, and like I just gotta like get back to these people, and like we can figure this all out." But I gotta like, did people respond? What did people respond to
they're like,
these
"What are you
things?
talking about? What is happening?" And so I think that I just, I think I needed to I think I needed to get I think it was a time of change. I needed to get some close friendships, which I did, and that really did help quite a bit.
So it was like a combination of that and getting on medication and stuff. Do you feel
Yeah.
like you were in a different place by like sophomore year? Because for me, my freshman year was like very, very bad. And then once I kind of started to be like, okay, I live here now. I have to be in this building all the time. I kind of get how it works. Things slowly got a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I think it yeah, it got a little bit easier. I got a rolly backpack. Um so they could hear me coming no matter where I was, and that was pretty exciting. And yeah, I think it definitely got it a little easier for sure.
Mhm. Okay, so were you involved? Did you have like extracurriculars that you did, or
Oh,
what
big
was
time.
what was Teen Joe's academic plate
Oh
like?
man, I had a lot of activities. I was really interested in recycling club.
Oh,
Okay, that's where you go around with the trash can dumping all the papers from the classrooms after school.
oh, so you're the recycling club just takes out the trash. Well, that's good. Hey, a lot of paper in that school.
Yeah, so that was a big deal. That was a big deal for me. And besides recycling club, I was also really into theater. I really liked theater.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
great. I was gonna be like, are we performing at all? So what plays did you do?
What plays did we do? I think we did Les Miserables.
Oh my god. Were you in it?
I was in it. Yeah.
Who were you?
I played that little boy Gavroche who
Oh
died.
my gosh,
Mhm.
Joe!
Yes.
Oh, I would see you as Gavroche now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Someone should really do that. Oh, that's so fun. If my school had ever approached doing Les Mis, I would have wanted to be Gavroche, I think.
Really? I mean, there really are some better parts in there, but I'm glad that you want
But I
to
don't
go.
know, are you like, where's your singing and dancing ability?
It's low. I can't
Yeah.
sing and I can't dance, which is unfortunate. Those are the
So
two things I love the most.
if a genie appeared to me and was like, I can make you amazing at like anything, I would not pick like comedy at all. I would be like singing and dancing.
But
Like,
you can dance. I've seen you dance. You can dance.
it takes a really long time for me to learn to dance. Like what you saw was the result. There was a lot that went into that to make that happen. And I also made up the dance. So like in those conditions, yeah, I can dance.
It does seem like such an amazing skill. Like oh man, I watched this documentary the other day called Every Little Step, and it was following all these people auditioning for a chorus line on Broadway, the revival. They're so talented. Everyone's so talented, and not most of them aren't getting it.
Yeah. It's seeing a really good dancer like really does it for me.
Oh my god.
We did famously, because I bring it up on every episode of this podcast, we did Wizard of Oz, and there's a really big dance in Wizard of Oz that I did not have to participate in. It was cut from the film, but it's called the Jitterbug Dance, and it's this huge thing. And there was like one popular girl in our theater, like in our entire theater program, who was like on the dance team, which was the most popular thing that you could be at my high school, was on the dance team. And she got all the dance team girls to be in the Jitterbug Dance. So the Jitterbug Dance is like amazing and also sexy.
Wow. Oh, what characters are supposed to be doing? Is it the monkeys or is it the
mains, the Dorothy, all of them. I believe what happens is the Wicked Witch infects them with something that makes them do a crazy dance, and they can't stop dancing. And then there's also all these jitterbugs that are also dancing.
Interesting. You know, my dog was in Wizard of Oz.
Was Toto?
Yeah.
Oh my god. How do you get that gig?
Well, yeah, it was pretty big. So, yeah, it was a community theater production of Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's awesome.
And both my dog and my dad tried out, and my dog got the part, and my dad didn't get in. He was pretty pissed and kind of jealous of my dog the whole summer.
Oh my god.
He wouldn't even take him to rehearsals.
That does suck to have to take, like, when you don't get in the play, like when you don't get in the play when you're in high school, you don't have to then take your friend to rehearsal. So you can't be competing with people in your own home.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest takeaway from all this. Yeah.
Okay, so you were Gavroche in Les Mis. What other what other like shows or big performances do you remember?
Well, I had two boyfriends. That was really big.
At the same time?
No, different times.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And were they met through the theater? They were theater boyfriends?
They were not one of them was not.
Oh.
And one of them gave me such a big corsage for the dance that everybody called me the prized pig.
Oh my god. The prized pig. Joe. Okay. Did you just let everybody call you the prized pig, or were you like, guys, no, don't call me that?
It's kind of at that point, you kind of just have to embrace that you're the
Mhm.
prized pig.
Yeah, you're right. The more you push
Mhm.
against it, the harder it's gonna stick.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just kind of embrace it. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's kind of like what yeah, well, so I have no recollection of this, but this this girl at the time, she made a documentary for her like newspaper class or something
Mhm.
about this production of a theater of a play that, and we were all in it. And in the production, in the production, I remember thinking like, oh, it's like I'm I okay, so it was a play called Ash Girl, and it was
Okay.
basically Cinderella mixed with the seven deadly sins.
Okay. Was this student written?
No,
Okay.
it's no. Believe it or not, it's a working writer. So so I was like there's seven deadly sins, right?
Mhm.
And like I was hoping for lust. I thought that would be a nice role for me.
Okay.
I thought it was sexy, it's fun. It was my senior year. I thought I can ask for this. And
That's the year to be sexy and fun.
exactly.
If
If you're
if
gonna
not then, when?
if college, yeah, right. Come on, that's a real bad. We
I'm
can't go.
hitting the books.
Okay,
In
yeah,
college, I'm studying.
I'm hitting the books. In high school, I'm going for looks. Right? That's what they say. So then I looked at the cast list after begging for weeks to be Lust, and I got a character called Glutton Toad. Okay, and this was a toad character that ate the whole time, and I was so pissed and so angry the whole time with this stupid part. And then I remember in the documentary, I was like such a brat. I was really embarrassed by this footage because I was just like, yeah, sometimes Miss Ryan, she's just like really not a nice woman. Talking about this drama teacher that clearly was trying so desperately to help this bunch of losers. And I was so terrible. I have no recollection of it until
So
now.
you talked shit in the doc.
Hmm.
You went full like reality TV that fast.
Yeah, they another documentary which I recommend is this. I forget what it's called, but it's basically they track these like three high school productions, and then
Mhm.
they compete in like I think they're called the Dannies or the Tommies,
Is it the Cappies?
maybe the Cappies, but
The Cappies were really, really big where I'm from, and the
this
Cappies are a
it
big
could be
deal.
it could be that, but it was like you just see all these like little brats like so mean to each other, and like clearly they all hate each other. They're so competitive, and it made me very nostalgic.
Were you that deep into your theater world of like theater kid stuff? Because I was very much that deep in.
I wasn't talented, and I think that that's a big thing that you need to have power in that world. So I didn't really have that, but I did find a little door, and
Hmm.
this little door, if you snuck in, you went under the stage and found all the old desks, like from like the 50s. And so I found out about that, and that was my power. So I would bring people back, underclassmen, and have them sign their name.
Wow. How did you find it?
Somebody showed me. Hmm.
So it was passed down. Someone is
Uh-huh.
chosen every year to kind
Yeah.
of be the person who shows everyone where the
Yeah,
desks are.
and it's usually not the most talented person, but someone with enthusiasm, someone with time on their hands to,
Yeah.
show other people.
So
I was the
they don't
door
need to be
keeper.
on stage during rehearsal,
No,
so they can be showing everybody where the little desks are.
yeah.
I always felt like I always like wanted when I was in high school, I like wanted to find something like that, especially in the theater. Like whenever I would like go up to where the lights were and stuff, and like the kids who were in theater tech who were always fingering each other up there and doing sexual stuff up there, and were like way more sexual than the actual actors. They would like show me their little sexy place up there, and I'd be like, wow, that's really fucking cool.
I remember it just speaking of, okay, so just so you know, I went to high school with a lot of future members of Nexium.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, just kind of making it topical. I want you to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are they in the doc?
Mm-hmm.
You went to high school with people who are in the doc?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, will you tell me offline who the push
Oh, for sure.
was? Okay, great. I mean, okay. Could you?
But this is just to say, so one of them, so we had this cast party, okay? And one of their girlfriends at the time, she was like, she was like, come here. Do you want to know what cum tastes like? And I was like, yeah. And then she put salt in 7-Up and had me drink it.
Did it taste like cum? Like now?
Exactly. Spot on.
Are you serious?
The last time I was slurping up cum, I thought, what is this, 7-Up with salt in it?
That is the most like cast party thing I can imagine. Oh my God. That's such a high school moment and trick. And I also love that you said, yeah.
I was down, I was down.
I feel like young Joe does have a really horny energy. Like you're going out in a way that high schoolers with rolling backpacks don't usually have. Because
Thank you.
You openly went for the role of lust. Like you told your teacher you wanted it.
Yeah, I did. I did for sure. Uh-huh.
And you wanted to know what cum tastes like.
Uh-huh.
You got 2 boyfriends.
Yeah.
So it seems like romantically, like you're doing all right. How long were the 2 boyfriends? Like when were they apart?
A year. And I don't remember this, but apparently there is one story where I was trying to give a HJ to one of my boyfriends in his mom's Camry.
Okay.
And he asked
Classic
me not
place to give an HJ.
And he asked me not to because it was going to make a mess. Okay, so my hands were grabbing for things, and people were saying no. So just putting it out there.
I would always give my high school boyfriend hand jobs over his cargo shorts. And then he would come in his pants. And we would just be like, cool, okay, and then kind of continue the day. And it's like, no, this guy came. He has to go home. Like,
pretty amazing. I've got to say that is pretty amazing.
It also seems like it couldn't have felt really good. Because cargo pants have like that chunky zipper and like.
Oh yeah, they got a really
chunky zipper on a cargo short.
Yeah, that's tricky. I mean, that's really tricky. I think, I remember hearing about some people that would go
over the pants
during lunch, having the HJs in the hallway, that kind of thing. You have to make some arrangements. But I remember hearing about that while eating, muffins and chicken salad and thinking, pretty wild stuff.
Okay, do you remember?
It's chicken salad is pretty good.
Chicken salad is good.
Yeah. Okay.
Did your school serve chicken salad, or did you bring lunch from home?
No, I went and got it from the grocery store.
Oh, were you able to leave campus during lunch?
Yeah.
That's
so you
so
could go
cool.
get chicken salad. Yeah. I remember one time we went to Arby's.
That's
and
fun.
I went to Arby's at 10:30 in the morning with this guy named Whitey.
Every high school has one.
Okay. And I remember I remember thinking, he really takes his time eating Arby's. because he was eating it till the end of lunch hour, but I had eaten mine pretty fast.
Oh, if I'm getting Arby's, I eat it in 2 seconds. There's no reason. Why are we pretending?
I mean, that's yeah.
Do you remember any big rumors or scandals or happenings of your high school?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Lay it on us.
Well, I remember when this girl Liz she did anal sex. That was pretty big.
That's huge. Yes.
And this other girl Leah, she was able to wear the lowest waisted pants without showing her butt crack, and that was really, really commendable. Didn't even wear a belt.
I remember those butts from my high school too, where I'm like, how are you doing that? How is it staying up?
Really low. And let's see what else happened. Oh, yeah, well, one time I got into a car accident. This was a really big deal. So I got into a car accident, and I wasn't allowed to have anyone in my car. I was only allowed to have one person in my car. And so but I had, full minivan, that's at least 5 seats with the middle seat taken out. And so the 3 people in the back, I made them get out of the car and run home.
That's my sister did the exact same thing when she got in a car accident. She told her friends, scatter, and they all went into the woods and they ran away.
Oh my God, that is really. Oh, you know what?
And so, did this get around your high school where people?
Yeah, that I was a really bad driver. That I was notoriously bad driver. I went down one-way streets the wrong way. I was really bad, but
in a minivan too.
One thing that I was kind of known for. I guess not me, but my family. My dad was a magician.
Oh, okay. And was he like? Did he do everyone's birthday party when they were younger?
Yeah, he did a lot of birthday parties. He was and then he would do this thing where he'd call the wizard, and the wizard would guess your card over the phone. And at that point, everyone had come over, had met the wizard, and then finally, my senior year, we met the wizard.
Wait.
The wizard showed up.
In what capacity? Wait, who is the wizard? I'm so confused.
We call the wizard. The wizard would say, "Here's your card."
Okay.
The wizard
But this time he showed up.
Yeah.
And he was who?
We had an Uzbekistani exchange student at one point, and so he was this guy showed up, and he had the robe that the student gave us on, and he was definitely my dad's friend.
So I cannot picture what you are describing at all.
I haven't talked to people in a while, so I'm sure these stories are really bad.
Okay, so your dad. Okay, I'm gonna put to you what I picked up from this story, and then you tell me what I was. So your dad was a known magician in your town. He had a bit that he did where he would call the wizard on the phone, and the wizard would guess your card. And then your senior year, an Uzbek man showed up pretending to be
a man wearing traditional Uzbekistani clothes.
Okay, a man in traditional Uzbekistani clothes came to your house, and he was the wizard?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
And this was a big deal at your school.
Well, I guess not at my school. I guess for 7 of us, it was pretty big deal. And then my dad said we had to graduate high school in order to meet the wizard. But then one of my friends didn't graduate high school, so that we just had to get to May.
But your dad still let you meet the wizard even though your friend didn't graduate.
Yeah,
okay,
everyone
well, that's
got to meet the wizard. Yeah, yeah.
And it was just kind of your dad's friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great rumor from your high school. All right. I think this brings us to the end of the pod. So I'm going to, and I'm very interested to hear your answer to this, because I've gotten an image of a young, maybe she's not 100% sturdy on her feet, but she's a budding sexual woman. She's not afraid to get a boyfriend. She's got good friends. She's involved in various activities. So if you could talk to teen Joe today, what would you tell her?
Oh my God, this is the most emotional part of Encore.
It is the most emotional part of Encore.
What if I started crying right now?
It really, once I watched Encore, I was like, am I like really putting a lot on people by asking them this? Because in Encore, everyone cries, fully bursts into tears. And some people have given very emotional answers to the question, but yeah, you don't have to cry.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll try not to, but I think that
I think Matt Rogers did cry, actually.
Oh, Matt Rogers.
It was really sweet. I was like, I'm gonna cry.
That's
so you can cry, and it actually does make a good moment, and Vulture did write that episode up. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, so I think that I would reconsider. I think I was felt like a pretty big loser, and that is understandable because I was in the conventional sense of it, but I think I would try to adapt more of what my friend was trying to say, where it's like, if you're having a good time, that means you're cool.
Yes.
Even though I'd be like, shut up, that's not true, but I think that is basically it.
Yeah, I really do feel like your friend got at the heart of something, which is like, if you get out of this sort of insane institution that we've created for you to go through at the most emotionally volatile time of your life, if you get out of that with some friends and good memories, like, you nailed it.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm still friends with like almost all of my friends.
That's awesome.
We're all so old.
It is crazy to be old with your friends now.
Yeah.
Like, I really, someone that I from my past became like a local politician and was disgraced, and I'm like, I can't believe I am old enough to know a disgraced politician.
Wow.
Like, that's so crazy that I'm in the age range to even have rubbed elbows with a disgraced politician. I argued with this person on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
I know. And now they finally got what's coming to them. All right, I think that this brings us to the end. Joe, it was so great to have you on the pod. It was great to talk to you too, and just to see you.
Agreed.
And for everyone else at home, this has been the Roast of Your Teenage Self podcast.